First round of the League Cup semi-final. Big game, looking forward to it. And, it's definitely going to be an interesting one, that at Anfield. We don't have a great record at Anfield at all. And it's going to be a difficult one. Definitely going to be a difficult one. But, if we're going to win this competition this season, then we need to go there and perform if we got any hopes of winning it. Lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. We're going to have transfer news. We will have the Daily Vlahovic, which is a new thing now that we've brought on the channel. I need like a little theme tune or something to do every time we bring that on. We speak about Vlahovic on a daily basis. As I always say with Arsenal, man, link with everyone and sign no one. That is the Arsenal business. But we'll be checking the latest transfer news with Arsenal, who we're being linked with, who we're talking to. We'll look ahead to the Liverpool game and get the syrup ready, people. Press conference reaction on the way. No intro. What? The intro never worked. I did press that. I don't know why it didn't work, people. Apologies. But we're here and we'll look at the latest news. Make sure you smash that like button on the way in. If not, lick down that button on the way out, people. Let's talk transfers. And you know what? It's interesting because I feel like Arsenal are going to end up signing somebody that we're not even talking about. I'm going to spend the whole transfer window talking about Vlahovic, and we'll probably go and sign somebody totally different who we haven't even been linked with. Let me go into Granit Xhaka mode, people. I have to slow down the ting, man, as people are saying, man. The comments flying in. Let's go into Xhaka mode. Let me get the comments up and see what everyone is saying. Waffle time on the way, man. Mikel Arteta's press conference on the way. Simple said, late like Abba, I know why you defend him so much. See, I understand, Abba. Sometimes, things aren't quite right. You need a little bit of extra time, you know what I mean? Craig said Arsenal will panic buy. I mean, they've had so long to plan it. Why do they need to panic buy? It's crazy. The football man them said, this guy Curtis is like Caribbean chicken shop owner, always late, but the guy has such good food and salesman energy. You keep going back. You know what I mean? You're going to the Jamaican shop and you're in a rush. You know it's going to take long, but you know that jerk chicken, when it's well marinated, it's going to taste proper. So that's what I deliver. We deliver good food here, people, but it's not fast food. I can't lie. Rodney said, big up, Curtis. Great to be with you. Arsenal Rod is in Blackpool. Just got the intro, but not late. Some people saying the intro didn't play. I don't get that. Graham said, Curtis, theme tune for Daily Vlahovic should be the Benny Hill theme tune. I'm telling you, man. It would be decent, but anyway, let's get into the transfer business anyway. It's what we're here for. And let's start with Daily Dusan, people. Why not? And just before I go, stand up if you wait. You get me once. Jacob. I have to do it. But right, let's do Daily Dusan. We're linked with this guy every day. We talk about him every day. And then we probably won't sign him. So I'll enjoy it for the 30 days. But will we ever see him in an Arsenal shirt? It's highly unlikely. James Horncastle, who is a Italian news reporter. He's come out with this story today, and I just, it's just a crazy one already, man. So James Horncastle says, Arsenal have spoken 30 times. Yeah, that you heard it right. If you're not watching and you're just listening, people. Arsenal have spoken 30 times with Fiorentina about Vlahovic. They know the price and they know what would make an acceptable framework to get it done. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, they've told you the price. You know the wage demands. You know the demands of the agent. What do you keep bringing them back for? Yeah, mate. Just wanted to know how much for a cheese and tomato pizza. Yeah, it's $8.99, mate. Okay, yeah, all right. And then the next day you ring up. Yeah, just checking. Is it on sale? If I buy two, do I get one free? Nah, mate. It's the same price. It's still $8.99. Like Edu, it's 60 million to buy him, bro. The agent wants 15, and he wants about 300 grand a week. Even I know that. And I'm not in charge of transfers at Arsenal. What kind of foolishness is Edu dealing with? I'm telling you, Darren, this reminds me of BlackBerry Messenger days. Man, when you used to ping, you used to be able to press ping and the phone would vibrate a little bit. You're trying to get the attention, man. You're pinging, but yo, the price is still the price, my bro. You can't walk in the local shop and tell boss man, yo, give me a Snickers bar. I've only got 30p, man, when the Snickers is 70p. You pay it or you don't get the Snickers, bro. We're moving like paupers out here. 30 times. What do you need to ring for 30 times? He ain't on sale. Man thinks it's January sales. Man said, well, you know, it is January, you know. There's a big sale at Foot Locker. How about Vlahovic, half price? Come on, Edu, man. You're making us look weak. We're meant to be the mighty, mighty Arsenal. When we turn up to buy a player, you know, Raul Sanelli said we knock different. I mean, we're moving mad 30 times, you know. Emma, thank you very much for becoming a member on the channel. Emma Hughes. We will do a member stream this week before the North London derby. Friday or Saturday. Probably Saturday. Farad said, it's called negotiation, Big C. I'm sure there has been a back and forth. I mean, listen, you can call them 30 times, but get the deal done. If you get the deal done after 30 phone calls, then I'll accept it. If you don't end up with Vlahovic at Arsenal, then you're just going to end up with a very high phone bill for no reason. So I get it. It's negotiation, but boy, it don't look like it's going too well. I'm telling you. Pay the money or F off. 40 million and £1. Waiting for the, you know what I mean? You know when you see all them people queuing up early morning for Next. They're like, Next, January sale starts 6 a.m. and you see a big long queue. You know what I mean? That's how Arsenal are moving, man. They're moving mad. They're moving mad. 30 times seems desperate. For you, 60 million less £1. I'm telling you. Man said the code is... Dusan 20 for 20% off. Edu's checking out on their website, trying to put a discount code in that doesn't even work. You ever done that, people? I don't know if anyone's ever done that. I've gone on websites before, and you know you're buying something, but you're not happy about the price, but you want it anyway, and you just put something in. Sometimes you just guess. You're like, sale 20 to try and get 20% off, and it don't work. You're like, well, it was worth the try. But that's how Arsenal are moving, fam. They're moving mad. Groupon business. He goes on to say, he's an exceptional talent and has been so consistent. The reality for clubs that want him is they have to make a very compelling pitch to show they are on the up, heading into the Champions League and contending for silverware. And this is where it's difficult for Arsenal, because are we really going for silverware? Are we heading into the Champions League, or are we heading into the Europa League, or are we heading into the Conference League? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know where we're heading right now, but yeah. Arsenal are just trying codes at the checkout, you know, sale 10, sale 20, 50% off. You know, even put student discounts in sometimes when I'm not even a student, you know. They go, oh, what university do you go to? I say, well, you know, I'm a student of life. You know, I go to the University of Life, people. You know, I got to do anything. But Arsenal are moving mad. Come on. We know what's happening. I know about negotiation skills. And yeah, 30 times, you know what I mean? You ring in, you're negotiating. I don't get the impression that Fiorentina are in the mood to negotiate. When you've got something that's very valued, they're not going to negotiate. Why are Fiorentina going to do us the favour? Why are they going to do us a favour when they don't really want to sell him? They're just in a position where they're going, you know what? We'll keep him till the end of the season. But if someone comes and matches that number, then you can take him. But if you don't match that number, they're not gonna go, okay, have him for 45. He's their best player. He's their only hope of getting Champions League or European football. So Arsenal, man, come on, Edu, man. You're putting up pictures, smoking cigars and going on jet skis, you know what I mean, on holiday. You're calling Fiorentina 30 times to ask them about the player. And the man's even saying they know the price and they know what would make an acceptable framework to get it done. And this is what makes me think, is this just PR? Is it PR settings for Arsenal? They're trying to get the fans hyped. You know, we were trying to get Vlahovic, but couldn't quite get it done, people. So, you know, we end up with some unknown player that no one's ever heard of, that no one's excited about. You just don't know. You know, you just don't know. So There's Daily Dusan. They've called him 30 times. Maybe it just needs that one more call, man. 30 plus a pound, you know. Maybe that'll get him. The old Luis Suarez transfer method. So there's your Daily Dusan. They've called him 30 times. By tomorrow, it might be 40. You never know, people. But they told us to be excited. They told us the Arsenal knock is different. It don't sound that great to me, you know. I thought Eddie and Nketiah was sorting out all the contract phones. Maybe Edu's still on pay-as-you-talk, man. 1 minute remaining business, but it ain't going well. Man said the code is Lucas Torreira. Trying to get a little discount. Man said, right, if I give you Lucas Torreira, get me 20% off. But listen, Arsenal do this. I'm not going to lie. Arsenal do this. Remember Thomas Lemar? Oh, we offered £90 million for Thomas Lemar on transfer deadline day, but it was rejected. It was rejected. Monaco didn't want it. Even though they sold him 18 months later for 40 million to Atletico Madrid. No, we offered 90 million. Remember that summer when we were trying to get Mbappe? Oh, Wenger's in France. Apparently he's trying to sign Mbappe. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We all know how this one goes, people. They link us with a big player. We buy merch. We buy season tickets. And then we sign Kim Kallstrom. Then we sign Denis Suarez instead of Luis Suarez. We know how this story ends, unfortunately, people. Fitz said, just like the Partey deal, we knew the price and waited until the end of the window until doing the business. Joke settings with the Chuckle Brothers. Imagine... I mean, in the end, they got away with it, right? They got away with Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey had a release clause in his contract. And we waited until the afternoon of the last day of the summer transfer window to activate the release clause. At any time in that window, a PSG, a Manchester United, a Manchester City could have gone, we're a bit short in midfield. How about Thomas Partey, 45 million? Bang, release clause, bigger contract, you've missed out on him. Arsenal do business in strange ways. And you know what? The reason why I'm a little bit frustrated at the moment is because Arsenal have actually given me some sort of belief. And this is when things get dangerous because you know me, people. A lot of the time I'm critical of the manager, of the board. The fact we're 4th in January, I'm looking at it like, please, Arsenal, you've got us in a position that a lot of us didn't expect to be in. And if you have a good January transfer window, I think for some crazy reason, Arsenal can end up in the top 4. But if we sit on our hands this month and don't do anything and scratch around and pretend we're trying to sign Vlahovic, you know what's going to happen. You know how this season's going to unravel itself, people. We'll end up out of the top 4. One of our rivals will end up in the top 4. And we'll all be going, how the hell did that happen? And you can see it. It's happened before. McLovin said Arsenal deserve better and we have to demand better. If we deserve better, we have to demand better. We can't accept it. Tristan said Curtis itching to mention Jan and Villa. The famous Jan and Villa, man. He's in there with Julian Draxler and Gonzalo Higuain and all those players we nearly signed. Big up my bro Hakeem. He said too much press on the one player. We should wrap this up. It's got to be now. Are you signing him or not? I wish I was in these Arsenal meetings. I'd sit down. They're all chatting waffle. I'd be like, listen, everyone, you know, Pep Guardiola, everyone sit down. Nobody talk. Are we signing Vlahovic or not? Because I'm sick of talking about him. They want 60 mil. Have we got the money? Can we afford it? Do you want him? If not, forget it. Move on. Simple as that. But that's our daily Dusan. I'm sure we'll be talking about him tomorrow anyway. They're going to have to start calling on private number, man, because we're getting blocked soon. We do have a little bit of breaking news. I saw this just before I came on, but Chris Wheatley has just reported it. I can see a few of you putting it in the comments, so we will talk about it. Chris Wheatley has announced Arsenal want Juventus midfielder Arthur Melo on loan until the end of the season. No agreement reached yet, but as per Romeo Agresti, talks are ongoing. Arsenal are long-term admirers of the 25-year-old, and talks previously took place several months ago. I won't say the dad joke, what I said the other day. I think that's already ran its course. But Arthur, how do I feel about Arthur? He's a good player. When he was at Barca, I thought he was a really good player. but he has flopped at Juventus. And a lot of people have said he struggled at Juventus because it's a more physical league. He's more of a ball player, and he's a little bit small and a little bit lightweight. I'm not sure about this deal. I'm not sure about him. Some of you may have seen him more than me, at Juventus. For any of you that have watched him a number of times at Juventus, let us know in the comments, how good is he? Like I said, at Barcelona, I liked him. At Juventus, he's kind of disappeared, and I'm not sure whether this is the player that we need. But some of you may have watched him a few more times and tell me a little bit more about him. Oracle, thank you for the super chat, said, I have a feeling both Arthur on loan and Vlahovic deal will go through. Arthur to stopgap till the summer, depending on Champions League. We go big for a centre mid in the summer. I mean, listen, I suppose we'd rather have Arthur than no one, but I'm not sure. Listen, I like your faith that you think we'll get a midfielder and a striker, but I just don't know. Greg said 5'7", 150 pounds, English weather would blow him off the pitch. I mean, listen, we all know that Santi Cazorla was an exception to the rules, wasn't he? He was small and not that big, but he was just unbelievable. I just don't know about Arthur. I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now just to get a bit of insight. 7 appearances this season, 22 last year. Not all starts. He scored 1 goal, no assists. He's not really a goal scorer as such. He's 25 years of age, turns 26 in August. He was part of a swap deal for Pjanic, and he's got a handful of caps for Brazil. It's a mad one. I don't know. I don't know. I have to admit I'm 50-50 with this. If we'd have signed him from Barca, I would have said, you know what? The guy I've seen at Barca looks a player. But the guy I've seen at Juventus, the bits I've seen of him and the reports I've read about him, I'm not sure, people. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments before we move on. Nelson, thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, we're going from Dusan Daily to Arthur Daily. Oh, dear me. Rifty said, we are trying to get the wrong Brazilian. Do you know what I mean? Go and get Bruno Guimaraes, man. We all know. Ice Age said, Bruno is the answer. Be Kind Go Vegan said, Arthur is overhyped. BX Gunner said, Renato gamble all the way for me with Gini. Marlon Johnson said, not fully convinced by Arthur, but would be okay till the summer. Then try and get Guimaraes. Sebastian said, Kante is tiny and look what he's done. Is he an exception to the rules, though, Kante, He's just something else, isn't he? George said, am I the only one who thinks that the proper midfielder is our main priority and not a striker? I mean, we're short. We're short in midfield. So we definitely need a midfielder, probably more than a striker. South London's Finest said, hey, Arthur settings, I'm telling you. I have this thing, and it might come across as a little bit harsh. I think to play centre midfield in the Prem, and I mean actually in the midfield pivot, if you're small, you've got to be exceptional at something, in my opinion. I always say the 2 exceptions to the rules are Santi Cazorla and N'Golo Kante. But they are almost one-of-a-kind footballers. I haven't seen a midfielder as small as Cazorla who was as good as him on the ball. Left foot, right foot, can dribble, understands what's around him, can pass, can shoot. He was incredible. The injuries held him back at the end. N'Golo Kante, how many N'Golo Kantes are there? He's one of a kind. Thiago at Liverpool. But again, Thiago has got massive Fabinho next to him and Henderson, who's 6 foot as well. So he's protected a little bit. Kovacic ain't the biggest, but again, he's got N'Golo Kante next to him, who, Kante makes everybody look better. David Silva, I think, is different. I think David Silva played more in the 10 role, and he had the protection of people like Fernandinho. Have we got that beast that can help the smaller midfielder? So it's difficult. I don't know. Arthur for me doesn't excite me that much. I don't know why. I can't help but feel like the other answers are a little bit different and staring us in the face. McLovin said Bernardo Silva. Again, Bernardo at times plays a little bit higher up the pitch, scores goals. He gets protection from Rodri, Gundogan, Fernandinho. So again, Bernardo is a little bit more advanced, not necessarily a centre midfielder. Cam said it's because Arthur is terrible. I mean, a lot of people saying he's really struggled in Serie A. I've read up on him before when we were linked with him, and the general feeling is that he can't deal with the more physical league. He was a lot better in La Liga with a bit more time and space. The Premier League is the total opposite of La Liga, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all with that one. NR11 said, what's up, Curtis? Just tuned in. I'm a big fan of Kakare from Lyon in midfield. Better attacking than Ramirez and better defensive than Awar. Good physical as well. I mean, listen, Lyon have got some good players at the moment in midfield. Paqueta's very good. And, of course, Bruno Ramirez, who we've spoken about a few times. So, listen, there are options out there. Martin said, Curtis, you said you watched Lyon v PSG. The game said a lot to me. Go get Ramirez. I mean, you see the ball, left foot pass, 25-yard, in behind, into Paqueta, But Arsenal, I'm starting to think this month has got PR written absolutely all over it, people. Absolute PR settings in terms of what I'm seeing at the moment. Chase Vlahovic all month, don't sign him, get an underwhelming midfielder in on loan, and then tell us, don't worry, people, we'll get them in the summer. Something that has actually made me go a bit crazy today, people. I don't know if anybody has seen today that Aston Villa are trying to sign Basuma from Brighton this month. This month. They're on the verge of signing Luca Digne from Everton. Now, I'm not saying we needed a left-back, so I'm not saying we should be going for him. But for Aston Villa, potentially could come out of this window with Coutinho, Luca Digne, and if they get Basuma, I'm sorry, but question marks have to be asked about Arsenal. If Aston Villa pull Basuma out of this transfer window, now people saying Prison FC, maybe that's why clubs aren't moving for him because of the press and stuff like that, and the story of what he's in. But I just think with Arsenal now, we've got to do something. We have to do something, even if they weren't prepared to do something. I had a conversation with somebody this morning, a friend of mine, and we were talking about Arsenal. And he was going, what are you not fully convinced about with Arsenal at the moment? And I said, the thing that Arsenal lack for me is a little bit of star quality. I kind of think when you look back at Arsenal over the years, there's always been at least one player that I think you would pay money to watch that guy play football. You would get his name on the back of your shirt. He would be your favourite player, Ian Wright, Omri, Anelka, Bergkamp, Tony Adams, Vieira, Van Persie, Fabregas, Aubameyang when he was at it, Ozil, Sanchez. We've always had a star. When I look at Arsenal now, I don't see a superstar at Arsenal. I see a group of good players, especially young players that have got potential. But I don't see a star player. And I think when you look in every other team that we would class as the big six, Man United have got Ronaldo, Bruno, Pogba, Man City have got De Bruyne, Chelsea got Lukaku, Kante, Tottenham have got, Kane and Son. We do not have a superstar. We don't have that player that you will see all over the place, people with their names on the back of the shirt. And I think that's what we're lacking. Zilen said, Arteta don't like superstars. That sometimes is a problem. A superstar has an ego. And you need a manager that can handle an ego. And at the moment, that's something that he doesn't seem to like. And as said, Aubameyang was our superstar. He was. Nimbo said Xhaka is a star. I mean, I don't know what kind of star, but yeah, I hear you. Our superstar is our teamwork. Oh, man. Sometimes you need individual brilliance. How many times have you watched Liverpool and thought, you know what, Liverpool don't look that good today, and then it's Salah. Game's over. You know what I mean? And Man United at the start of the season, Ronaldo was doing it, and De Bruyne for City or Bernardo. You need that star. People saying you forgot star boy Saka. I think Saka is becoming a star, but I don't think he is a star at the moment. Not a superstar. Our superstar is our bank balance positives, people. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Knockout said Saka is a superstar. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Not yet. He could be on his way there. But definitely not. Holding is a star. I mean, his hair's a star. I don't know about his performance. Arteta is our star. Oh, man. That's... It's crazy. It's crazy. Pablo Mari is a huge star. If you don't like him, you don't know football. I love it when people. I know you're joking, by the way, but I love it when people use that at the end of an argument with someone. They used to say it with Mesut Ozil. I've even heard people say it with Granit Xhaka. If you don't see what Granit Xhaka does, you don't know football. I say, okay, I don't know football, mate. We had Bellerin, who was our fashion star. Oh my days. K. Hayes said, big up Big C, enjoying my vacation. Your meltdown when Kolasinac came on was a classic. It had to be done, I'm afraid. My head was gone. Get Swifty said, our superstar is the bright light shining in the sky. Rihanna settings, you know. But let's move on. Let's talk transfers. Maybe we'll sign a superstar, people. Maybe everything will be sorted this month. Maybe we'll sign Dusan Vlahovic for 70 million. Maybe we'll sign Arthur from Juventus. And we'll go on and get top 4, people. But somehow, some way, I feel like Arsenal never do things the straightforward way, do they? So they'll end up doing something totally different. Let's move on with the next transfer situation anyway. And yeah, apparently Kolasinac was training to be a midfielder last week. It obviously wasn't a great week in training for him because they brought him on with a minute to go, left wing back. Gini Wijnaldum. I will not talk about this story for long because, as I've said in the last couple of days, people, Gini Wijnaldum has played the last 3 games for PSG. He looks as if he's going to stay. Apparently, he wants to show that he can make that move work. But Sky, Kavi Salako, is it on Sky? That guy, I mean, I don't really rate him, to be honest. As a journalist, he tries to clown Arsenal a lot of the time. Made jokes about Tomiyasu when we signed him, and then, you know, look at Tomiyasu compared to that Emerson Royale now. But you don't hear no apology from him. But he said he's been told by somebody close to Gini Wijnaldum that Arsenal was one of his favourite clubs when he was growing up. He was actually an Arsenal supporter. Apparently, he loved Thierry Henry. He loved Dennis Bergkamp. And Gini Wijnaldum is an Arsenal fan. Can we read too much into that? You know, we've heard this before. This guy supports Arsenal. This guy loves Arsenal. And somehow they still end up somewhere else. So I'm not saying because he's an Arsenal fan we're going to sign him. It's just, you know, he likes us. You know, there's not much more to add to the story than that. Unless PSG say they're going to let him go, I don't see anything happening. Ice Freezy said, these AFCON refs are corrupt. No added time. What's going on, people? Let me know. Ethan said, apparently everyone's an Arsenal fan. Media's favourite story all the time. It's the one they use, innit? Mukhtar said, Willian loves Arsenal. You know what happened next. We're not going to stay on this story for too long. Somehow everyone supports Arsenal, yet we can't attract big names to the club. I think particularly when we go for players that are in their late 20s, early 30s, there is always some sort of connection to Arsenal. I saw an interview with Pogba where he said he loved Arsenal when he was a kid because those age groups, they've seen Arsenal when Arsenal were great. So I think there's always a connection to Arsenal. McLovin said, my nanny's an Arsenal fan. Where's her room? Listen, if she can play centre mid, we'll probably have her right now. She'd be better than what we had going on at Nottingham Forest the other day. That's for certain. Mark said, Curtis, honestly, I would take Lyon's whole midfield, Paqueta, Bruno and Aouar. I really like all of them. Quality players, all look good. How come they can cherry pick these players from around the world? We need to start getting a bit smarter with our business as well. South London's finest, big up, bro. 1.5k watching. Really appreciate the support. Smash the likes. Let's get 1,000 likes. We've been doing it daily. Road to 50k settings, people. And I appreciate the support. Kane was an Arsenal fan, you know. He was there at the parade, wasn't he? Invincibles, but made no difference. Yes, but who loves Arsenal today? We all used to love Arsenal. I know that feeling myself, to be fair. I'm hanging on in there with Arsenal, but it ain't quite the same Arsenal that it used to be. But we'll see. Curtis, any chance of Kevin Campbell feature before North London Derby? Yeah, I am speaking to him about getting him on this week. So hopefully we'll get him on and discuss the week. It's a massive week for Arsenal. Liverpool tomorrow and Tottenham on Sunday, people. So big week. And let's hope we get some transfers. Another player we're being linked with is this guy, Jonathan David. This was the headline title for me today. And apparently Edu has met with Jonathan David's agent as the Arsenal chief plots backup transfer plan option to Dusan Vlahovic, Mr. You-Know-Who. Daily Dusan. Jonathan David. Now, we've spoken about him before. You know, another name that we're used to. I like this guy. I think this guy's got a lot of potential. I've got to admit, I'm just putting this out there. I am actually not fully convinced by Dusan Vlahovic. I'm just letting you know that. I like what I've seen of him, and I do think there is a quality player there, but I'm not totally sure how good Vlahovic actually is. Is he quick enough for the Premier League? Is he mobile enough? I think he relies on service a lot as well, Dusan Vlahovic. And I'm, you know, we've seen at times with Arsenal, we don't create that much. But I just think this is a more realistic transfer for Arsenal. Is he good enough? I'm not sure. Jonathan David is 21 years of age. He's a Canadian international striker. He's got 12 goals so far in Liga this season for Lille. We've done business with Lille a number of times now. Gervinho, Pepe, Gabriel. And according to his agent has said, I've spoken to Jonathan. He will leave Lille probably at the end of the season. His aim is to go to the Premier League or go to La Liga. He said, in terms of a winter transfer, it's very unlikely. Many clubs are interested, but as of yet, we haven't had a concrete offer from anyone. So again, it's talk, it's chit-chat. He was pictured about a week ago on holiday wearing a Thierry Henry shirt, and it sent Arsenal fans crazy. Oh my God, he loves Henry. He must love Arsenal. He's signing for Arsenal. And everyone was going crazy about it. What I've seen of him, I like him. Apparently, they want 45 million for him. I've got this thing of I like a striker that is mobile, that can run in behind, stretch defences. I'm not saying he's better than Vlahovic by any stretch of the imagination. I just think he'll be an easier deal to get done than Dusan Vlahovic. Warren's Team Talk said, hi, Big C, as always. Any chance you can get Diesel on the channel or go on his channel? It'll be wild. Yeah, I see Diesel's got his own channel now. I did actually comment on his video. Yeah, I'm sure at some stage we'll get something done, that's for sure. Big up John Layout, who said Curtis Van Persie was also pictured in the 97-98 home strip. I saw the pictures, but look how that needed. No, yeah, that's the thing. Big up Mr. Danielson himself. Sam said Dave is a baller. I like him. Tim Morgan said, when's the next member stream? We're going to do one on Saturday, bro, so make sure you look out for that. North London Derby preview. Magambo said this sounds more realistic. South London's Finest said, Jonathan David is not the one. I've watched a couple of games. He can't actually finish. He just blasts the ball, but has speed and movement. There you go. He's given us his... Listen, and people, you may have seen him more than me. I kind of think he's a bit of a live wire. But I think one thing we have to realise at the moment is the strikers that we're being linked with. It's very difficult to really put your hat on any of these strikers and say, that is the one. That player is going to come here and blow up the Premier League. It's a little bit, they're all like potential. They've had a good year at a club and now they want 50, 60 million. And we're kind of like, are they worth it? And also, we don't really know what kind of striker Arsenal want. This is the confusion because, and you make a great point here, Boris. Vlahovic is a classic target man. David is something in between a 9 and a 10. Good player. If you sign Vlahovic, he plays the width of the 18-yard box a lot. He likes crosses. He likes through balls. He likes service. Are Arsenal going to create enough chances for him? Where Jonathan David drops a little deeper, he's a bit more mobile, a bit quicker, but maybe not as good a finisher as Vlahovic. I think the general feeling is that Vlahovic is kind of the level below Haaland, the tall, left-footed, target man, goal-scoring striker, which is why I think there's a lot of hype around Vlahovic. So, another option, apparently Edu has spoken to his agent. Deal more likely to happen in the summer, but apparently Lille are willing to sell if a club offers them 45 million for him in this window. Do you think Arsenal should pay 45 million for Jonathan David? Let me know. And if you've seen a bit more of him, tell me a little bit more about him. Pat Does Fitness says, big up Big C, hope you're blessed, bruv. Deb said, found COVID positive, Curtis. Listening to you for some much needed relief. Hope you're well. Get well soon. Take it easy. Take time to recover. And hopefully you'll be all right sooner than later. Vedic said, get Vlahovic now and David in the summer. That's another good point. Do Arsenal need two strikers? Because the reality is, if Aubameyang leaves, if Lacazette leaves, if Nketiah leaves, we need two strikers. We don't have a striker. And we need different options as well. Vlahovic doesn't want to be part of a project. And listen, I'm going to be totally honest. If you're Dusan Vlahovic right now, take away the emotion of the fact that we're Arsenal fans. Not everyone in the chat, obviously, but a lot of us are Arsenal fans. So we have a connection, a feeling with Arsenal. If you're Dusan Vlahovic right now, and he's being linked with Juventus, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, even Man City, they're saying, could move for him if they don't get Haaland. Why would he go to Arsenal? Like if we're being genuinely serious, why would he go to Arsenal? At the moment, we're not in Europe. There's no guarantee we'll be in Europe next season. We haven't got big star names where you would think, okay, you know what? They've got prime Alexis Sanchez. They've got prime Ozil, prime Henry. There ain't a player that you would probably look at and say, I really want to be his teammate. So, again, that's difficult. They've got a manager that's unproven, so you can't be like, do you know what? I feel like that manager will take my game to the next level. There's no real proof of that with Mikel Arteta. You've also got to look at things like the Aubameyang story, for example. Even though the general feeling is that that's Aubameyang's fault, he deserves to be treated like that, a lot of people will say, hang on a minute, Aubameyang was their star player, and look at the way Arteta has dealt with him. So that means he can turn on you quick. That might also put players off joining Arsenal because of the way that Arteta has treated players. Players talk. Players have got the same agents. They're friends with each other. Yo, what's it like at Arsenal? It's all right, but this Arteta, man, he's tripping, man. He's on a power trip. You know, these people talk in football. So we'll have to see. Fiorentina's play style doesn't show off all of Vlahovic's abilities on a consistent basis, but he showed flashes of being able to drop deep and link play at the top level. I mean, it's interesting because to pay 60, 70 million for a striker that hasn't even been in Europe is an interesting one to... You know, you pay 70 million for a striker 5 years ago. He's probably banging goals in left, right and centre in the Champions League. Now, you're paying that for a guy that hasn't played in the Champions League yet. So, it's an interesting one. Big up VAR, or VAR, should I say. VAR for becoming a member on the channel. Really appreciate that. And like I said, look out for the member stream. George G said, we have prime Arteta. I mean, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to trigger people in the comments. We're not going to talk about Arteta too much. Eric said money bags is why he will come. Let's be honest, at the moment, there's two reasons you join Arsenal Football Club, right? All right, I'll say three. There's three reasons. Number one, you might love Arsenal. Maybe you love Arsenal, right? If you love Arsenal, then, yeah, maybe you join them. The second reason is because you want your bank account full of money. Right, that's the second reason. He's on 25 grand a week. He could look at Arsenal and go, you know what? Recession right now, you know, pandemic. I have a bad season next year. I'm stuck on 25 grand a week. Let me get the bag. Let me get the bag. They're offering 300 grand a week. Let me take the bag. Like Jens is saying, Vlahovic will join for the bag. And the third one is stepping stone. And a lot of Arsenal fans get really annoyed when I say this, but it happens. We could now be looked at as that Dortmund of England where I go to Arsenal, I have 3 good years, then I'll go Bayern Munich, or I'll go Real Madrid, or I'll go Barcelona. And that could be the other one. He might think that Fiorentina to a Real Madrid or Juventus is too big a step. Maybe let me just take a little step up to Arsenal, do the business, then get another move. Also, you're on 200-300 grand a week, so your next contract is going to be even bigger. So, listen, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit sick of even talking about Vlahovic. You know, are you signing or not, bro? You know them ones. If we're not the project for you, move on. Go and get someone else. Tim said the midfield should be the main priority. We should just stop flirting with Vlahovic. They should make a quick decision whether to buy or not. The only thing I would say, for Arsenal to be chasing this brother so much, they must have had some sort of word from his agent or from the player that, listen, if you do that, I'm interested in coming. You know, surely they must have been said, listen, if you offer 60 million and give us 300 grand, we'll sign. They must be going back and forth and negotiating because they've been given a little bit of a nod that something could happen. Otherwise, it feels like they're just wasting their time. I don't understand. Wasim said it's the Benzema saga all over again. I mean, at least when we tried to sign Benzema, you know, we were Champions League and we had Wenger. There was things that would have attracted him. It's very difficult at the moment. McLovin said Ferran Torres used City as a stepping stone to Barca. I think everyone was happy in that circumstance. Man City got 55 million for a player that wasn't a starter at City, and Barca got a young Spanish international that they wanted. So I think it kind of worked for everyone. Mr. Waffle said, Curtis, is Vlahovic being gassed up because he's potentially joining Arsenal? I've never heard of him until now. Interesting. I think he is hyped up around Europe. But I'm sure Arsenal are feeding stories out of there as well. Navar said, Big C, a lot of the Vlahovic reports are over-exaggerated reports from people close to him saying it's between Arsenal and Dortmund and he might sack his agent. Wow. Maybe he wants the bag. Maybe the agent's messing up the move for him, you know. Krav said, Curtis, if they believe he can do what they want, I say give it all you got. I hear you on that. Will Arteta ruin Vlahovic? And that's another interesting one, isn't it? You know, this is also another avenue. If you're an attacking player and you look at Mikel Arteta, and I'm just being honest here. Pepe hasn't improved under Arteta. Aubameyang hasn't improved. Lacazette hasn't improved. I would say Lacazette's at the same level he was at when Arteta joined. Aubameyang's got worse. Pepe's got worse. They were our 3 big attacking players. So as an attacking player, you're also going to look at Arteta and go, is he a great manager to play for as a striker? Does he get the best out of strikers? Do Arsenal create enough chances? I'm not sure again. I'm not sure. I think it's a difficult one. I think it will be very difficult to get Vlahovic to Arsenal under these circumstances. But as I said, people, Jonathan David, he looks like he could be the plan B. £45 million. Apparently, Edu has spoken to his agent. Would you take him? How good do you think he is? Or would you just go all out Vlahovic? Is he the answer in your opinion? Let me know in the comments. And people, get the syrup ready. It's that time of the day again. It's Mikel Arteta. It's waffle season. It's press conference reaction. The last press conference, I don't think he actually done the press conference, did he? It was AirPod Albert. So let's get into it. Mick Ross settings, people. Every day I'm waffling. He's back in the building. Coman music business, people. Mickey Ross in the building. I'm sure he did not have that look on his face as we got knocked out of the FA Cup to Championship side Nottingham Forest. I have been getting hammered this week as a Nottingham boy. You know, Forest had lost their last 2 games in the Championship, and yet Arsenal roll up and get beaten by them. and actually made them look like world beaters as well. So let's see who he disses today, people, in the interview. It's a press conference reaction with the one and only Mikel Arteta. Doesn't look as happy today, people, as we prepare for Liverpool. Let's see what he had to say. I'm not sure. I haven't heard this press conference. I haven't even read any quotes. Mikel Arteta was back in front of the media on Wednesday as he previewed our Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at Anfield. So let's see what he had to say. On the reaction to the defeat at Nottingham Forest, he said, obviously, we were all extremely disappointed and upset after the game. We analysed what happened, we discussed it, talked about it, and hopefully learned from it. After that, you have to throw it in the bin, take the lesson, and move on, because the game we have ahead of us is too important. Throw it in the bin. Just bin it. Just bin it, people. It's happened. We're out. We're lost. Championship team. FA Cup's done. Just throw it in the bin. Just throw it in the bin. To be honest, my friend, I think that bin's a little bit full. That's the only problem. There's a few Man City games, a few Villarreal games, a few Liverpool. There's a lot of games in that bin. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Is it we got to recycle the bin. You know, and you have to leave the bin out the night before they come and empty it. Yo, the bin's overloaded, man. Mickey Ross, man. You know, he might. You know, some people would say he should get in the bin. You know, go easy on me, people. I had to say it. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. But hey, oh, just bin it, people. Just bin it. Let's hope he can recycle the rubbish, eh? But hey, we move on, people. We move on. On the links to Dusan Vlahovic during the transfer window, he said, I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to be discussing any transfer rumours. I've never done it, and obviously we cannot do it. So, you know, he's destroyed any hope of some transfer talk or giving us links. He's just smashed it to bits, so he ain't going to talk about that. Unfortunately, man said the bin is stinking up the place. You know, you got food in the bin and you're like, yo, man, empty that bin, man. The food needs to go out. You know, we got stinky bins in the house right now. Varza Flower said, David has the added bonus of being Canadian and used to the cold weather. Sometimes players from hot climates are reticent to play in Britain, usually if they're a big name already. Good point. I know they get some cold weather in Canada, man. Shots fired at the FA Cup. Man said, just bin that arse, man. Man said, the FA Cup, man, I've already won it. Who cares about that? Man's going on to bigger and better things now, people. Let's see what he said. So he don't want to talk about Vlahovic on whether he's hopefully can add to his squad this month. He said, what I really want this month is that we have as many players as possible fit and healthy, and that we do the best and maximum with those players. After we have a strategy of how we want to evolve and improve the team, and whenever that is possible, we are going to try and do it. We all know this market is extremely difficult. I mean, he's answering the question without really answering it. I get your point. You want to work on what you've got, then you're going to try and add to it. The first question I would be asking, why have we not reacted to this earlier? What are we waiting for? What the hell are you waiting for? After me, there shall be no more. So for one last time, make some noise. Jay-Z settings, man. Don't get me rapping on here, people. I'll make a diss track. You know what I mean? But what are you waiting for, bro? We've known for a year. We've known for at least a year that the African Cup of Nations was starting at the start of January. Arsenal, Edu and Arteta, like, are they calling each other like, yo, how come Thomas Partey is not at training today? Oh, yeah, didn't you know about AFCON? Oh, that damn AFCON. I forgot about that. Oh, my days. We've got 4 players. What are we going to do? Like, they're reacting like they didn't know this competition was happening, bro. We knew about this. Someone should have been holding up the shirt January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Why ain't no one holding the scarf above their head? What are we waiting for? Now we're playing Patino in the FA Cup. You know, it's all mad, people. It's all mad. I Just Work Here said fines are on that trash. It's on interest. I'm telling you, bro. We're getting fines from the council, man. The rubbish is falling out of the bin. You know? Jay-Z in the building. I'm sorry, man. I got caught up. You know me, man. Vocals always end up there somewhere, people. But yeah, I don't get it. Didn't know you can sing, bro. I don't think I can sing, to be fair. You ain't going to see me on X Factor anytime soon, to be honest. Diss track number 5, The Bin, featuring... My FA Cup diss. Man said, just bin it. Man said, I've already won it. Just bin it. I don't care about it. You know what I mean? Arteta, man. You don't mess around, I'm telling you. Let's continue. He said, on whether he expects to lose players this month, he said, again, this part of the strategy for every individual situation is different. There are a lot of factors going into the making of that decision. At the moment, everyone who is here is fully involved. That's not what you want to hear, really, is it? Because I don't want Eddie Nketiah involved, and I don't want Said Kolasinac involved. You haven't sang Dirty Cash in a while. That'll come again soon, man. Don't worry about it. All AFCON games have been 1-0 till now. Proper footy. I'm sure it'll liven up as the tournament goes on. So, yeah, you know. On the Nuno Tavares reaction to being subbed off at Nottingham Forest, on what he's said to him since, he said... These things happen in football. I'm there to make the right decisions to get the best performance out of the team. It's not pleasant to make those decisions. It leaves a bad taste, but at the same time, we're here to help our players, and you have to do it in many different ways. Hopefully that's a way, because certainly we want to support our players. We want to help them, and because you have to make a decision, on my side, it gives me more encouragement to help them because I have been there. Oh, he's waffling. He's going, people. I've been substituted after 45 minutes and I've been upset, or I've made my wrong decisions in my life, but it is part of the process. The process would have to be there. And a development phase in any career is part of the experiences, and some experiences, unfortunately, aren't pleasant. But most of those, if you take it in the right way, they're the ones that help you progress and to become a better person or a better player. Wow. I mean, I ain't even got enough syrup to deal with that waffle, people. That's like... that's like a speech, like vote Conservatives, you know. Man's dropping speeches. Man's telling Nuno, you know, don't worry that I've taken you off and embarrassed you in front of the world. If you take it on the chin, you will become a better player. And not only a better player, but a better person as well, Nuno. A better person or player. It's funny how he said, I have been substituted after 45 minutes. The thing is, Mikel, you substituted him before 45 minutes. That kind of makes it a little bit different. You know what I mean? The two aren't quite the same. I think we've all been substituted after 45 minutes. We can pretty much cope with that. It's the getting substituted before 45 minutes that kind of makes it a bit crazy. So he's waffling, you know. He is waffling there, people, you know. Didn't even say that he'd spoken to him, to be honest. But it is what it is. Was he right to take him off? Maybe he was having a stinker. But that is I wouldn't want to hear all that if I was Nuno Tavares. On what his reaction was when it happened to him, he said, upset and thought the coach is wrong and this is not fair. This is normally the reaction. With Nuno, I didn't get that reaction at all, and that's it. For me, it is just a moment, so move on and focus on all the good things as well that he has done since he has been here. Ah, dear me, I mean, maybe he just took the dogs for a walk that night, you know, cleared his head, went on a walk with the dogs. Craig said, Curtis, you got any syrup spare? Bro, you need about 4 bottles to deal with this much waffle, you know what I mean? Next up, start trouble inside the Waffle House. Oh, my days. Camera settings. If you know, you know, people. I just work here, said this guy just rambled on, man. I was lost. Can you imagine Nuno Tavares listening to that? He must be like, what the hell's he talking about? Listen, let me put it into context, all jokes aside, right? I understand how he's trying to shape up the conversation, you know, learn from it. Let's not make it a big deal. He can become a better player, better person. But you've also got to bear in mind, it's embarrassing and damaging for a player. You're going to have to lift his spirits. You know, it's not just a simple move on and get on with it thing, you know. Martin said embarrasses the player and tells him to relax. Yeah, relax, man. Don't worry that you got took off. Just relax, man. Theo Live said, Curtis, you are killing me with the syrup. Big up KG Vision. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. Dip settings, man. You know, bro. You know. Let's continue with a waffle anyway before I run out of syrup. On the latest team news, he said, it is extremely volatile and uncertain. Are we talking team news or are we talking about a volcano here? I don't know what's going on. Man sounds like a holiday rep. Man said, whoa, 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 don't go near that, mate. That is volatile and uncertain. Or is he talking about Granit Xhaka when he goes to tackle someone? Because that, I would say, is extremely volatile and uncertain as well. He said, I don't know what the situation is that we will have today or if it is different to yesterday. Obviously, I cannot get into any detail with that. It is what it is. In the last week or so, we lost many players for different reasons and we are trying to adapt. I will use the players that we have and make the most of it. I mean, listen, man, lock the game off. Lock it off, people, I'm telling you. Telling you, people, if there's mad numbers out, lock that game off. I don't know, we haven't even spoken about that, but we heard the other day that the EFL has no plans to investigate Liverpool's recent outbreak, but there was a story that came out that said all but one of Liverpool's cases were false positives. So man are testing positive for COVID, then doing the second test and they're negative. So they got a game called off with players that weren't actually positive for the virus because on the second test, it showed they weren't. If I'm Arsenal, if I'm Arteta and I'm short on numbers tomorrow, if I'm thinking, yo, I'm playing Patino and Lokonga against Liverpool, lock that game off. Lock it off, people. I know I got a watch-along planned, but lock it off. I'll see you in a week, people. 7 days, Craig David settings. We were supposed to play on Thursday. Got the game called off on Wednesday. It was negative Monday. Lock it off. I'm telling you. If I see Patino and Lokonga playing centre mid at Anfield, it's going to be a long Thursday night, people. Let me tell you. If I see Patino and Lokonga at Anfield centre mid, it's long. Against Fabinho, nah. Lock that game off. False positives all over the place. Lock it off. I'll see you in a week. We can't play that game if we ain't got the players. We'll be out by the first leg. I'm telling you. Chris said, you got me laughing like a lunatic at work. I'm telling you, what I tell you, people, I have two aims. When you come on this channel, I have two aims. I want to give you information and I want to give you entertainment. That's the aim of the game, people. I don't want to see Patino and Bambi Lokonga sent in midfield, man. Fabinho, yo, man. Forget it. Lock that game off. If you got to draw a second line on that test, then you might have to draw a second line. We got to do what we got to do, people. We got to do what we got to do. Lock that game off. We move, people. Let me carry on. Just for anyone who's tuned in, somebody just said false positive. So basically, Liverpool had about 9 players who tested positive. When they did their second test, all of them, apart from Trent Alexander-Arnold, were negative on the second test, which means the game against Arsenal could, in theory, have gone on last week. But they had a lot of players out, and it seemed as if they didn't want to play the game. Now, what I'm saying, if you're giving me Charlie Patino and Sambi Lokonga centre midfield, we may have to do something ourselves. Lock that game off. See you in a week. Because we'll be out by the second leg if we turn up with that midfield. Hopefully Xhaka's back, you know. I never thought I'd actually say those words and actually mean it. But that's what desperation does to you, people. I'm actually saying on a stream, hopefully Xhaka is back. Do you know the level of desperation that is for me to say that? I'm almost embarrassed them words came out of my mouth. But we move, people. He said, on whether they are injuries or COVID related, he said there have been different reasons, some injuries, some COVID, some absences with players that have to be away with the African Cup of Nations. I mean, he does actually know about AFCON. That's one good thing. He said, on the possibility of the game being postponed. Here we go. Now you're speaking my language. Lock it off. If we ain't got the players, lock the game off. People, I'm telling you, after this stream, I'm going to spend a moment of silence with myself. I'm going to look in the mirror and question myself. The fact I went on a stream in public and said, hopefully Xhaka's back. I'm almost disgusted in myself. I actually feel a bit dirty. And a little bit embarrassed, you know. Hopefully Xhaka's back. Wow. What have Arsenal done to me? It's desperation, people. It's desperation. Right, we're talking about the postponement. Lock that game off. You can never guarantee anything because you know things can change dramatically in 10 seconds. When the doctor comes to the door and gives you the news, and we have experienced that already twice this season, our willingness is always to play. This is what you know, innit? You see Klopp here. Klopp played the dark arts. Klopp looked at the team that he had available and he said, boy, man, Salah and Mane at AFCON, Keita at AFCON, no Fabinho, no Thiago. He said, boy, man, you know what? Tell him we got 10 tests, man, positive. Lock that off. Arteta, you're going to try and be Mr. Nice Guy and turn up and play. You know, it's all mad, and then probably get us slapped up. So, you listen, if the doctor knocks on the door, you might have to have a word with the doctor, man. Say, yo, handle that, bro. I'm telling you. We are craving for Xhaka. I mean, it's a madness. It's absolute madness. HV said, Skepta, shut down settings, man. I'm telling you. DJ Arun said, I'm going tomorrow. Wish me luck. Rather you than me, bro. I'm telling you, like, I had a ticket available, man. I said, nah, I'm cool, man. Thursday night, 3-hour journey to Liverpool with Sambi in midfield with Patino. I'll give it a miss, man. I'll give it a miss. That's painful. Hopefully it works out, though. 1.8k in the chat. Big up to all of you for tuning in. Really appreciate your support as usual. Let's hit 1,000 likes and subscribe if you haven't already. It sounds like we're going to play the game despite the injuries or whatever. I'm now playing the home leg second. He said things have changed because the timing of the game has become different. The first leg is in a different place. It's completely uncertain and predictable, but it is what it is, so I don't know how it's going to change. Nobody knows until we are on the pitch and we start to compete to reach that final. Big up Big C. Watching while in traffic. Great company. I hope you're not driving and watching while in traffic. Go easy, my friend. Go easy. But I appreciate you tuning in. Sambi and Xhaka hopefully will be okay. I mean, that still worries me. I can't lie, man. I can't lie. Liverpool got a mad midfielder, though Thiago is out. I'm facing Liverpool without Mane or Salah. He said, I always have hope when I play and when I'm competing for any trophy. They have a couple of players out. We certainly have a lot out as well. There we go, people. There we go. There we go. Track 6. We've got more players out than you. Jurgen Klopp this. I knew it. I knew there'd be a little sly shot at Klopp, you know. Him and Klopp don't like each other after last time. I'm telling you. Man said they've got a couple of players out. We've got a lot out. It is what it is. We're going to have to try and win the match first because it's going to put us in a better position for the second one. I mean, yeah, pretty obvious. You win the first game, you're in a better position for the second one. Zach said, people putting their necks on the line for Curtis. You're loved. I'm telling you, nah, I don't want no people taking chances on the road. I appreciate you tuning in. I just hope you're not driving and watching, you know. E. Ross said, I'm driving at the moment. Nah, do you know what? Let me stop putting your comments up. I don't want to get you lot in trouble. Oh, dear. But yeah, licking off shots at Klopp. Man said, Klopp, man, we got more players out than you. Track 7. On Liverpool's false positives, he said, it's something that is not in our control. The EFL is responsible to check every single player's status and then make the decision. Whether the game is played or not, the decision was to postpone. I'm sure if that is the case, then they had the right argument to do so. I had a chance to go at him there. I wanted him to go at him. I said, I smell. Is that you, Klopp? I smell. I mean, I won't I won't say the words, but yeah, man, you know me, people. I was a big 50 Cent fan back in the early 2000s, so any 50 tune will resonate with me, that's for sure. I love them songs. But yeah, he didn't want to go at Klopp there. He thought, let me go easy, man. If I don't diss him too much, maybe Klopp will play the B team, you know. On the reliability of testing, we trust every test to be as reliable as possible. You have to, I mean, let me skip through that, people. On the reaction of Tavares after being replaced, hey, have they not already asked him this question? Has someone just turned up? I don't know, man. Like, what's going on? I'm sure they already asked him this question about 3 times at the start. He said, that's a really personal thing. It's not what you prepare. It's something you don't certainly train for, so it comes into the emotional moment and the character of the player. As I said before, people, I would have been more disappointed if Nuno Tavares just walked off and sat down. Man's taking you off in the first half and you've had a stinker. You should be fuming. You should be throwing gloves on the floor and kicking over bottles. You know? So I've got no problem with the reaction. He needs to He needs to look at his performance. Klopp is scared of Arteta. You know what? I think it's best we just laugh at that one. Johnny said best channel and best community, no doubt, bro. We got an amazing community here, man. You're all so invested, you know. We lift each other's spirits, man. That's what it's about. Go easy on him. I mean, I would start breaking out into an Adele song, but I think that one will push my singing capacity a little bit too much, you know. Go easy. No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. Let's move. Right. On if clubs will spend more freely in January now the fans have returned. So basically that question is, are you going to spend more money now you're taking all our money out of our pockets again? We're buying merch, we're going to the games, we're buying food and drink. You're nicking our money off us. Are you going to buy anyone? Simple. Right. I don't know the financial power and position of other clubs. You hear a lot of rumours as you hear about us. Some of them can be possible. Some of us, they are not even considered. I think clubs are willing to try and improve. We know that there are a couple of clubs in England that have the possibility to buy players. Some of them already have done. I'm expecting more activity than last year because clubs are in a better position. I don't know how far we've come through the pandemic. Man said, karma. Hey, man. Hit that high note. I'm telling you, that's a little bit of a stretch for me, bro. I don't know if I got them kind of singing capacities, you know, start hitting them Adele notes, but we try, man. We try. Arsenal make a brother want to sing. I'm telling you, man, hit it. Let's go. I'm telling you, man, sometimes Arsenal, man, the game finishes, I have to put the headphones on and just listen to some music and try and forget about it. You know, that's what Arsenal do to you. Interesting that he said some of the players you're linked with can be possible. Some of them are not even considered. Like, so he's probably looking at some of these players we're linked with like, yo, we're not even talking about that guy. Why are they linking us with him? Which is always interesting. On if it's realistic to pull off a big money signing without European football. He said, I don't know. Historically, the club has always been targeting the best players in the world. I mean, I think I'm going to take a second. I think Arteta needs to do a little background check on Arsenal because there's no doubt we have produced some of the best players in the world over time. When is the last time Arsenal really went and signed one of the best players in the world? Man said historically this club has always been target. To be fair, he uses the word targeting. So we have targeted a lot of the best players in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo and them players. It's just, Mikel, I think they need to tell you that we don't actually sign the best players in the world. Maybe we try and target them, but we don't actually sign them. They're two quite different things, you know. Yeah, Bergkamp, but, you know, Bergkamp was what, 1997 or something like that? You know, we're talking a considerable time ago. Alexis and Ozil, I'll give you them two. Aubameyang was good as well at the time. But, you know, world class. You know, we don't often sign world-class players. And the best players in the world are always interested to come here. And I can say that situation hasn't changed. I mean, so Mikel Arteta's telling me, right, the best players in the world are always interested in coming here. The best players in the world. So to me, the best players in the world right now, we're talking Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, Neymar, Mbappe, Kevin De Bruyne, Kante. Are they interested in coming to Arsenal? I think you need to be a bit more realistic here, my friend. I love your faith in the team. But I'm not too sure. We're struggling to get Vlahovic to Arsenal, a guy we'd never heard of 7-8 months ago, a year ago. You're telling me the best players in the world want to come to Arsenal. I mean, listen, I get it. I get it. I understand you got to go in there in a press conference and say, listen, man, the biggest players, they want to come here. I get it. But I think at the same time, as someone just said in the comments, calm. The best players in the world, I prefer not to speak. You know, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. We'll carry on, people. He's telling me the Ballon d'Or winners want to come to Arsenal. I mean, cool. He said, what does he say? Anytime I have spoken to any player, They were so willing to come. I haven't faced any other situation, and that's one of our biggest powers. Our capacity to get the attention of people to come and join our club. It is something that is a big advantage for us. You're right, another sip. I mean, listen, bro, I get it, but let's also add some balance to that argument. Every player that Arsenal signed in the summer just gone was quite easily gettable for Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale from Sheffield United. Tomiyasu from Bologna. Ben White from Brighton. Anderlecht was Lokonga. And Benfica was Nuno Tavares. Yeah, Odegaard came from Madrid, but Ancelotti said he was the 8th choice centre mid. I'm not even capping when he says that. So if you're telling me the best players in the world want to come here, I don't mind you going and signing some of the best players in the world. Can you back that argument up by actually going and signing some of the best players? Because that's what you're telling me. You're telling me the best players in the world want to come here. So I want to see some of the best players in the world at Arsenal. If that's what you're telling me, bro, you said it. I never said it. You said it. I just work here, said Mikel Arteta, cheese is cheese. Some teams have blue cheese. Some teams have cheddar. Historically, we have bought the best cheese, so remember the cheese of the past. This guy, man, has me lost. Listen, I get it. Managers like to come in a press conference, talk with chess. We're the mighty Arsenal. Everyone I've approached has signed for us. But, bro, you need to relax. I ain't got enough syrup for that. You've turned up with a stack of waffles today. If you're going to gas our fan base up like this, like South London say, you're trying to gas up the thing, you better go and produce something. Because you're telling me we can sign world-class players, the best in the world. So Dusan Vlahovic, that should be like baby food, bruv. That should be like the bread that you get at the start of your restaurant meal. You know, when they bring out them little pieces of bread, you put a bit of butter on there. That's light work. That ain't even the starter yet. That should be light work, Vlahovic. So, boy, all you're doing is putting pressure on yourself with them comments. I'm expecting Vlahovic. I'm expecting a quality centre mid. You're telling me the best in the world want to come here. So, boy, you know, I want to know when Messi's joining us. Nelson said, the only reason we got Ozil was because Real Madrid needed money for Bale. Same with Barca, Alexis and Neymar, opportunism. And listen, the facts are the facts. We signed Ozil and Sanchez because the two clubs wanted to get rid of them to buy bigger and better players. That's just the honest truth. Now, they were both fantastic for Arsenal, especially Alexis, who I think was world class. But it's not often we've gone to a big club and said, yo, give me one of your best players. Ancelotti dashed Ozil so they could buy Bale. Alexis was done, you know. They wanted him out to get Neymar. So, you know, Buenos Aires Guna said, I love this show. Hey, man, but this is what I mean. We make the press conference a little different, man. We had a little... I still can't believe what he's just said there. Even though I get it, as a manager, you want to be big and brazen and proud of your team. But also, fans remember things like this, bro. You're telling me you can sign the best, so I expect the best. We move people, you know? When they announce Jack Wilshere on a contract until the end of the season, I'm going to come back to this and say, yo, what the hell was you talking about? We can sign the best in the world. If Jack Wilshere happens, by the way, quote me on that. On why Smith Rowe has lost his place in the starting 11, he said the reason why that happened is because he wasn't fit. There was nothing else. His performances when he's been fit have been extraordinary. The way he's evolving with the importance he has in the team, I think it's without a doubt really positive. He's had an issue he's been carrying. It's been affecting his ability to train, to compete, the amount of minutes we can give him. We are trying to get the situation resolved as quick as possible because we need the best version of Emil. I mean, listen, I respect it. I think you've also got to give some credit to Gabriel Martinelli on the left. He's come in and kept him out. Odegaard's come in and done well. I mean, he said Emil Smith-Rowe is evolving. I mean, is this Pokemon? I don't know what's he turning into. Charizard? You know, what's going on? Smith-Rowe is evolving, people. He's going to come back a monster after he's evolved and just take the Premier League by storm. He's evolving. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of Smith-Rowe was injured and also the players who came in have done well. So we have to give credit to both. And player of the month has just been announced, by the way, and it is Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli has just been announced as Arsenal's player of the month. That's just come up on a notification, so well done to Martinelli. On the changes that Smith Rowe made to his lifestyle, apparently he was living wrong. He said he was eating Nando's all the time, loads of chocolate, fizzy drinks, he was saying as well. I said he's evolving into a T-Rex. He said, yeah, but that takes demands in every area, in every aspect to a completely different level. The moment you have exposure and play for the national team and you score frequently, then the demands, the load, the stress, everything is higher and you have to cope with that. People think it's naturally easy. Then you have to start to think, I'm going to play 60 or 70 games playing pain-free. It just doesn't happen in elite sport. And you have to start to live with that. All kinds of evolving going off today. I just can't wait to see what Smith Rowe looks like once he evolves. Maybe he's going to look like Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, and come back as a totally different player. Big up to everyone, bigging up Martinelli, player of the month. Let's get through it. This is some serious waffle. This is a long press conference. Big up Sir Festus with a super chat. He said, Curtis, did you see what happened in the match this afternoon between Tunisia v Mali? The ref ended the match in the 89th minute with 50 seconds. Oh, man. Maybe he'd had enough. Maybe it was just boring him and he said, that's it. Right, let's quickly get through. Is there much left? Oh, my day. I'm going to start skipping through, man. I have never seen this many waffles. On whether he considered delaying Ainsley's loan move, he said, we talked about all the possibilities. When you are finalising a deal, there are certain things you cannot miss out if you want to complete that deal. Again, I said, in the interest of the player, it was clear after what happened in the summer, we felt it was the right thing to do. Knowing that he's going to leave in the next day, I don't think we can make the decision that he's going to have an impact in the next 6 to 18 months just for a day or two. I don't think that's logical. So I think what he's saying, he didn't want to delay his loan move for a day or two in order to play him against Forest. I mean, I would have done it, but he didn't. Sean said, I'm full. No more waffle. It's too much. I'm going to skip through. I don't want to start boring you. On whether Eddie could leave this month, he said he's our player. He's under contract. He will stay. I mean, he's not going to sell his own stepson, is he? Let's be honest. On when he will know if Xhaka is available, he said hopefully today, not tomorrow. Hopefully today. On whether he's physically fit enough, that's the argument. Obviously, after having COVID, there are some things. Some of them have symptoms. Some are being affected. Some are struggling. Some are fine. Let's skip through it. On his approach to the game, given the fixtures, he said, we will know the impact that the games are going to have on our season. We knew before the Forest game we didn't have a lot of options. We had 10 players out. Skip it. On whether he has to get the Forest game postponed, he said, no, we didn't. Everything occurred pretty quickly. Maybe he should have got that game called off now. On whether the semi-final should be over one leg, he said, well, with the look at our fixtures, it's something we have talked about. So they want the semi-final to be one leg. On whether the League Cup could disappear completely, from my side, we haven't reached those conversations. Oh, it's over. It's over. Exhausted. I mean, I've never heard so much waffle in a press conference in my life. When's it going to end? When's it going to end, Robbie? I mean, he could have spoken all day. That press conference must have been about 45 minutes long. The guy just won't stop talking. So like we said, man, he said the Nottingham Forest game, they didn't talk about getting it called off. I think they should, because it didn't exactly work out in our favour. And it'll be interesting who we have available tomorrow against Liverpool. He clearly doesn't want to give much away. He doesn't want to speak about who's available and give Klopp an insight into who we might be playing. Buenazera said, feels like a workout. Man took a sip. Bro, I'm saying I went gym this morning. That was harder than the gym session. How's your boy Aubameyang? Let's see, man. Let's see. Listen, all I'm saying, right, if the results don't go well, the pressure will intensify on him. All I heard the last month, we don't need Oba, we got Lacazette. Wait till Lacazette goes a few games without scoring, you know, and people start calling him Lacazette again. But listen, as I've said many times, if you're going to sell Aubameyang, no problem. Just make sure you bring in an adequate replacement. Don't sell him and do nothing. You can't sell him and do nothing, you know. That just puts us in a worse position. People, I'm out of here. I think I need a nap after that. The most waffling press conference I've ever heard in my life. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Arsenal against Liverpool at Anfield. We'll be on tomorrow night for a watch along. I will do a show in the day, probably a shorter show, just quickly previewing the game when we find out a little bit more team news. Man said, sure, Aubameyang. Listen, I'm not as late as him. I am a little bit late sometimes, I can't lie. But listen, hope you've all had a great day. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know it's been a long one today. Arteta waffled way more than usual. More waffle than bird's eye, that guy. But I'll be back tomorrow. A big day for Arsenal tomorrow. We'll preview the game in the day and then the watch along tomorrow night. Arsenal against Liverpool. Carabao Cup semi-final. Can Arsenal make the final? Enjoy the rest of your day, people, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bless.